Have you ever wished you could just hit like a mental reset button? Just reprogram your brain to change your life.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're going to be diving into today.
I love it.
With Evolve Your Brain,
Yeah.
The Science of Changing Your Mind.
Oh, cool.
By Joe Dispenza. Now, he's not just some self-help guru, okay?
Right.
Dispenza's a neuroscientist.
Right.
And chiropractor.
Uh-huh.
So he's got this like really cool blend of hard science, right? And that practical wisdom.
Absolutely.
He's basically saying that we're not stuck with the brain we're born with.
Right.
We can actually evolve it. So what's fascinating to me, and maybe you can talk a little bit about this, is how Dispenza connects those dots, between the physical stuff, like our brain cells, and then that intangible world of thoughts and feelings. He's saying they're not separate.
Yeah.
They constantly influence each other.
Yeah. That's super fascinating, right? Because, and I think that's probably one of the biggest things that people get out of this book, is that connection between the mind and the body. Right. It's not just like this woo-woo thing.
Right.
It's actually like, no, this is literally
Science.
It's science. This is your body.
Right.
And your thoughts, feelings, emotions, they have an impact.
Okay. But how, we've all heard, right, mind over matter.
Yeah.
Can you really change your reality just by thinking differently?
Yeah.
Come on. It sounds a little too good to be true.
Yeah, I hear you. And it's healthy to be skeptical. It's like, this is another one of these things.
Right.
But what if I told you every time you have a thought, a tiny electrical impulse zips between your brain cells, forging a connection, and the more you think that thought, the stronger that connection becomes. Like, think about it like a path in the woods,
Mm-hmm.
The more you walk down that path, the more defined it gets. And that's neuroplasticity in action.
So my brain is like a messy attic.
Oh, yeah, we could say that.
Just filled with all this old junk.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Time to do some mental spring cleaning, I guess.
Yeah.
But seriously, how much control do we actually have over this rewiring process?
More than you might think, really. That's one of the most empowering things about this book and about understanding neuroplasticity.
Okay.
Is that Dispenza really drives home the point that we can consciously create new neural pathways. We can weaken the old ones that are no longer serving us, Imagine like learning to play the piano. You sit down, first time, it's awkward, you're fumbling, but you keep practicing, and those neural pathways get stronger and stronger until you can play beautifully, And it's the same with our thought patterns.
Okay, that makes sense. But some of our thought patterns are so ingrained. I'm talking about those negative thought loops that just seem to play on repeat.
Totally.
How do we break free from those?
That's the million-dollar question right there.
Oh.
And that's where I think some of the techniques that Dispenza outlines in this book become so valuable. And one that really resonated with me is mindfulness meditation. It's about observing those thoughts, but without judgment. Just watching them drift by like clouds.
Right.
And, the book actually gives very specific steps and practices on how to actually do this. And it even explains how it changes your brainwaves, calming the mental chatter and creating space for those new, more positive thoughts to actually take root. So it's really fascinating.
So instead of fighting those negative thoughts, we're basically learning to detach from them?
Exactly.
That sounds a lot more doable than trying to force myself to think positive all the time.
Yeah.
Which always feels fake.
100%. Because we can't just, slap a smiley face sticker over our problems or our negative thoughts and pretend they're not there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why this idea of mindfulness and detaching from those thoughts is so powerful, because it allows you to observe them, to understand them, but not be controlled by them.
So what's another technique?
Well, another powerful one that he talks about is visualization.
Oh, okay.
But it's not just daydreaming.
Right.
It's about vividly imagining yourself living the life that you want, engaging all your senses, like really feeling it, seeing it, tasting it, the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
And the book explains how this practice can actually trick your brain into thinking it's already experiencing that reality, which is crazy.
It is wild. So it strengthens those neural pathways, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
Associated with all those good, positive emotions and behaviors.
Exactly. Because your brain doesn't know the difference between what you're vividly imagining and what you're actually experiencing. So when you're visualizing, you're essentially creating those neural connections as if it's happening.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Are there any examples in the book of people who've actually used these techniques to make some significant changes, in their lives?
Oh, there are so many. I mean, that's one of the things that makes this book so compelling. It's not just theory. He's got real life examples of people who've done this. And one that really stuck with me was about a woman who had been diagnosed with a chronic illness. And, she was told she'd never fully recover, but she started practicing the techniques in the book and specifically focusing on shifting her beliefs about her body's ability to heal.
Okay.
And guess what? She experienced this remarkable, really remarkable recovery.
Wow.
It's a powerful testament to the mind-body connection.
That's incredible.
And the potential we all have to tap into it.
Yeah, that's really inspiring.
Yeah.
It makes you think about what might be possible if you really committed to changing your mindset, right?
Yeah.
So what's one area in your life, listener, where you'd love to see a transformation? Maybe it's your health, your relationships, or your career. Evolve Your Brain challenges us to think bigger, right?
Yeah.
And believe in our own power to change.
I love that. It really is about empowerment, right? Like, we are not victims of our circumstances. We have the ability to change our minds, and in doing so, to change our lives.
And if you want to dive deeper, right?
Yeah.
You can listen to Evolve Your Brain for free as an audiobook.
Yeah.
On Audible, using our affiliate link.
Mm-hmm.
In the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
Audiobooks are a great way to absorb this information.
Yeah.
While you're doing other things,
Absolutely.
like commuting, going for a walk. It's perfect. It's a perfect way to start your own journey of mental transformation.
I love that.
So here's a final thought for you to ponder, okay?
Okay.
If your thoughts are literally shaping your reality, what kind of reality are you creating right now?
That's good.
Take some time to really ponder that as you embark on your own mental evolution.
I like that.
And we'll see you in the next deep dive.
Sounds good.